Have you ever heard of the Samaritans? They were considered one of the greatest abominations by the Jews and were often avoided even by foreigners. But do you know why? What made the Samaritans so despised by society at the time is what you will discover now. Welcome to the Bible Curiosities channel. Before watching, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell to receive upcoming content firsthand. Let's go to the video. The term Good Samaritan is often used to describe someone who helps others, but few really know who the Samaritans were in the Bible. The animosity between Jews and Samaritans dates back many centuries and has historical, religious, and cultural roots. One of the main causes of this tension was the division of the ancient kingdom of Israel into two, the kingdom of Israel in the north, and the kingdom of Judah in the south. The Samaritans were descendants of the Israelites who inhabited the north and did not recognize Jerusalem as the religious, political, and cultural capital of the southern Jews. Instead, they built their own temple on Mount Gerizim and believed it was the sacred site chosen by God. This religious difference, combined with historical hostility between the two groups, led to segregation and animosity. Jews believed that Samaritans were impure, heretics, and strangers and avoided any contact with them. Additionally, Samaritans married people of other ethnicities, including those whom Jews considered pagan, further increasing distrust and hostility between the two groups. An example of this is the episode where Jesus talks to a Samaritan woman at the well of Jacob, John 4 verses 1-42. Jesus' disciples were surprised to see him talking to a Samaritan woman, and the woman herself was surprised that Jesus, being Jewish, asked her for water. This illustrates the tension between Jews and Samaritans in the time of Jesus. Jews follow Judaism, whose foundation is the Torah, the collection of 5 sacred books of the Jewish Bible: Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. In addition to the Torah, Jews consider other sacred books, such as the prophets and the writings, which together form the Hebrew Bible. Jews believe in one God, the creator of the universe and the Jewish people, and follow a set of laws and commandments described in the Torah. For Jews, the holy city is Jerusalem, and the holiest site is the Temple Mount, where the 2 temples of Jerusalem were built. The Samaritans, in turn, follow a form of Judaism known as Samaritanism. They accept only the Torah as the sacred book and believe that Mount Gerizim, located in Samaria, is the most sacred site of their religion. Samaritans believe in a single God, but their interpretation of the Torah differs from that of the Jews. They also have distinct religious traditions regarding religious practices, prayers, and rituals. Furthermore, the Samaritans were also often accused of corrupting the Jewish religion. They had their own temple in Gerizim, which rivaled the Jewish temple in Jerusalem, and some Jews accused the Samaritans of mixing pagan practices with the Jewish religion. The Bible tells many stories about the Samaritans, and the hatred between Jews and Samaritans is a recurring issue in the Gospels. But to understand the origin of this hatred, we need to go back to the days of the kings of Israel. After King Solomon ruled the Israelites, his son Rehoboam took imprudent actions in the 10th century BC, which led to corruption and sin in both kingdoms. Despite the warnings of the prophets sent by God, as a result, God decided they would be conquered by other peoples. The northern kingdom was worse than the southern kingdom, with a lineage of wicked rulers. In 722 BC, the northern kingdom of Israel fell to the Assyrians, and many Israelites were taken to Syria as captives. But some remained in the land and married planted foreigners. These half-Jewish, half-Gentile people became known as Samaritans. In 586 BC, the southern kingdom of Judah fell to the Babylonian Empire. When the walls of Jerusalem were breached, the temple was destroyed, and the city walls were demolished. The first biblical records of the Samaritans are found in the books of Ezra and Nehemiah, which date from the 5th century BC when the Persian Empire replaced Babylon as a regional power. At that time, Nehemiah, a Jew, obtained permission from the Persian king to rebuild Jerusalem, but the local Samaritans opposed it and created problems for Nehemiah and his work team. This conflict was the beginning of a long period of enmity between Jews and Samaritans. However, it is important to note that not all Jews of the time hated the Samaritans. Jesus often challenged the divisions between Jews and Samaritans, and some stories in the Bible show Jews and Samaritans working together to achieve a common goal. In conclusion, the history of the Samaritans in the Bible is complex and marked by conflicts with the Jews. Although mutual hostility between these groups is ancient and ingrained, there are examples in the Bible of Jewish characters who showed compassion. Thank you for watching the video until the end. We hope that you found it informative and engaging. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this in the future.